So that bill we just had was so powerful. I think we have to go into a part 2. We just can't leave the people out without getting all the information out. I'm gonna go now straight to Yahshron Amun and just he wanted to share something with the people. So go ahead and share your thoughts.
Peace, love, and light, family. Always peace, love, and light. Appreciate the viewership for everybody viewing. Hope y'all receive this information with an open mind. I just want to first give thanks to the ancestors that came before us, that paved the way, that sacrificed. This is what we're doing now, so I appreciate the sister Sunterra, appreciate the brother Hotep, appreciate the God Sunny Nasut. They don't have to be here, they don't have to be doing this, they don't have to sacrifice their time, but like our ancestors sacrificed, we're going to sacrifice to get the information to the people so we come together and we can build. So shout out to the ancestors.
Appreciate it, man.
Ashe.
We have a beautiful picture in the background right behind you guys. And that was brought to us by Yahshron Amun to set the scene, set the mode for this video. So you want to get and shout the artist for that?
The artist for this one is Kaiser Kundalini Soze.
Okay.
Definitely, man, appreciate the brother. More works coming from him. Artists, get at me. Again, Yahshron Amun Facebook. If you would like your art to be displayed, showcased, promoted, I don't have no problem promoting. I don't think any of these brothers and sisters have any problem promoting. I want to shout out to Sister Stephanie Renee from Blog Talk Radio. Look at her up on Facebook, Stephanie Renee. Contact me on Facebook to get her information. She definitely does great shows as well. So
what's your Facebook information?
Yahshron Amun, YAHSHRON, Amun, AMUN.
Okay, Hotep, yeah. How can people reach you?
Yeah, right there, Facebook. Hotep, KAHOTEP.
Okay.
You can reach me there.
Okay. And Sunterra, I know you're not ready to give out your information yet.
They can reach me through Luca Leather.
Okay, Luca Leather. So
show
your business.
I'm an entrepreneur, so I can bring something to my man from the financial side.
Yeah.
Okay.
If need be.
Okay, so show your leather.
No, this is I deal medallions, bracelets, belts, wallets. I deal with vegetable tan leather, so it's eco-friendly, not that other stuff that they doing.
Okay.
Harming the universe and the earth and all that. So, but this is just my heart medallion. We represent the red, black, and green always.
Okay.
I have my own personal line, Pan-African line, and I do other things. You can check me out on Luca Leather 13 on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, you were able to place one of your medallions with a well-known man in the conscious community. Yeah. Somebody's wearing your leather right now. You want to shout out who that person is? If not, I understand.
No, shout out to Umar.
Okay.
Umar Johnson. He was really welcoming to the bracelet and the medallion I made for him because his school. The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Okay. I went ahead and, just paid homage to that and his cause and made him a medallion like that.
So if you're looking for leather.
Or anything to get your point across or anything that you can come up with in your head, we're 100% customized. So, any artwork, any... It's pretty much.
So how do you spell Luca Leather? How do you spell
Luca, Luca, Leather, Leather, and 13.
Okay, and that's on Facebook.
Support the sister.
Okay, cool.
Black business.
Black business. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and jump back into the video. Who wants to jump in and share their thoughts on it?
Let me jump in real quick before, and I'm gonna shoot it right to the brother.
Okay.
Going back off what I ended with in the first video about the circumstances of black men and women from an economic or financial standpoint, coming back from what the sister said, again, just recognizing each other's financial situation, knowing what both can bring to the table, and be realistic, be honest with each other. There's nothing wrong with having the man and the woman working, because we live in a day and age where it's very dangerous to only have one source of income. Mm-hmm. That's very dangerous, okay? So we need to make sure that our finances are in order. I don't have my Dr. Claude Anderson book on me right now, but
shout out to Claude Anderson.
Dr. Claude Anderson. Study that, and then my brother, the king, the guy right here, Hotep, is about to break down why that's important because of the attack on the black family. So go ahead, brother.
All right, cool. Right now I'm reading from the book, The Willie Lynch Letter, The Making of a Slave.
Okay.
On the last video, we was talking about how we have reverse roles, between the male and the female, and like how we are doing right here, like start studying and getting into these books and getting into these texts, you'll start understanding why our situation is today, you know, the way our situation is today and how it was put upon us. So let's check this out. We reverse nature by burning and pulling one civilized nigger apart and bull whipping the other to the point of death, all in her presence. By her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen, independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offsprings in reverse roles. For the fear of her young male life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent, but physically strong. So, like, when the queen was saying, you know, we are in a situation that she see a lot of reverse roles, and women are starting to say, you know, I can handle these things myself. You know, because it's hard for a man to a black man to be able to have the opportunity, like if he's applying for a job and they have a white person there, 9 times out of 10 he's gonna get looked over. So the playing field is not level for us. So now we are still in that state that we can't provide, we can't have that. It's natural for a man to feel like he want to provide. You know, he want to provide, he want to protect, but in our situation that we have today, from the things that happened to us in the past, we are still dealing with these same things that was put on us. So we have to understand that we have to start looking at our queens like how we did in the times of old. You know, the woman was the most important part of our civilization. If you have a nation that was born through the woman, you know what I mean? So, like, if women got tired of being put down today, and they held hands and say, look, we ain't making no more babies because we are getting tired of this. They have the power to kill the human race.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, like, we have to understand how important that woman is. And then we also have to get our queens back to trusting us. So that's going to have to be a conversation between us as a black family. You know, like how we're doing right now. Going over our things that are causing us to have struggles and things of that nature, because it's a reason why we're in the situation that we're in today. You know, when I see how people say black people are, you know, we are just thugs and this or that, I understand it's a level of personal responsibility, but then we also got to look at the system or the people that created a system to make sure that we are acting the way that we act. We're going to make sure the movies that they look at over and over is putting negative images in their head. And the music that they're listening to is going to be also of a negative content, you know. So we are having so much negativity put into us that we are starting to act the way they the things that we are receiving into our minds. So basically, round all that up in a nutshell, is getting back to understanding who we are as a people, which was taken away from us. Understanding how important our woman is, you know, understanding that when we have that doctrine of the man is the head of the house and he's over the woman, that's going to cause, it's not balanced. You know,
hierarchy.
I mean, both of y'all should come together and make the head of the household, and you sharing responsibility. You know what I mean? So, like, once we start looking at this world in this African mindset, you know, because it's natural for somebody can talk about our daddy and we ain't tripping, but somebody say something about your mama, it's like it's in our DNA to automatically protect their woman, you know. And we got to start getting back to these things, you know. We got to start getting back to when our woman was revered as the highest part of our culture, our civilization. We got to get back to, you know, we don't look at each other as enemies or things like that. We are brothers and sisters, you know. We are building. We are a spiritual people, and I think from my studies, that was one of our downfalls, because we were spiritual, you know. We were helping people, and that right there was a weakness for us. Kimmy didn't have no big walls to protect them from invaders coming in. We didn't have those issues, you know. So we have to start getting into these texts, you know, understanding that these situations we are in today, these are systems that's been set up, and it's like a well-oiled machine now. And we went through slavery for 400 years that now we ain't have no type of detox. You know, we ain't have nothing to say, look, okay, the way y'all been thinking in slavery, y'all can't do that no more. We're going to have to break all this so you won't be passing on these things to your offsprings. And then you have 4 generations later, and we still like we was 400 years ago. You know what I mean? So like, these are the things that we're gonna have to start doing. Is we're gonna have to stop being scared to get in these books. We gotta stop being scared that if you're reading or that's white, or if you're speaking with a vocabulary that you're using, better words to help convey what you're trying to say. It's not that, we gotta stop giving credit, because we are practicing white supremacy when we say that everything that's educational and things like that is coming from a European. That is not true. If we are the mothers and fathers of this planet, if our math, sciences, and things of that nature comes from our ancestors, then why are we giving them the credit for they came up with these concepts or the things that we use today? It's just like the calendar. If you're using 365-day calendar, you got that from Kimmy. So I mean, we have to understand that Kimmy is not evil like we thought it was. We are not our own worst enemies. We got to stop fighting with our queens. The first love a child has between child and mother. So our mothers are very important. And if you have a queen, at one point in time, she's going to become a mother. There was somebody's daughter, and by me having daughters now, I understand that that's my daughter. Like somebody will see my child, that's somebody's daughter. We have to start looking at like we are all one family. When you are disrespecting that woman, that's like you disrespecting your mama, your auntie, your daughter. Any female that's in your life. We are doing that because just because that female is not immediately in your family, that's still your family.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Powerful, brother. I appreciate you sharing that knowledge. Let's go to the queen, and share your thoughts on what the brother Hotep just shared with us.
Well, I agree with we need to look in the book so we can understand what those have studied and have learned before us are trying to give us, and then we also need to look in the book and then look to the universe, because that's where we come from and that's our connection. They taught us to just look at television and these cell phones and all these other things that are hypnotizing us pretty much, and they're taking us further and further away from our spirituality and what really makes us who we are and where we come from. And we have to realize that we are the keepers of this earth and this planet, and we can very much take it back over, if they give us an inch, and that comes with white supremacy. We have to learn and teach our children what white supremacy is. Because a lot of them don't know. They find out once they get into this world and experience it firsthand. But also, when it comes to the family and the relationships, we have to get back to what our ancestors were doing and what they taught us, and start having the real conversation about knowing when the media and the government and white supremacists are putting these farces in front of us. All this television and all these, these reality, but not really reality shows out there, because really a lot of how this reversal is happening is from what they're giving us. They're giving us all of this crap, all of these things to make us feel a certain way. They're putting it in our food, the GMOs, it's all over the media, anywhere that you can read or listen, it's everywhere, and they're pretty much sending out waves and waves of things to get us away from where we need to be, because they know that we could easily give us an inch and we'll take this planet back over, and it starts with the female, and building that male and supporting that male up, and the women have all the power. There's a book out there called Women Have All the Power, They Just Don't Know It, and it's by Michael J. Lockwood. It's about relationships and the woman, and he's a guy, he's Lisa Leslie, the basketball player's husband. And he has 3 daughters, and he wrote this book to his daughter. It's kind of like that Steve Harvey book, but on a more realistic level and real. He keeps it very real on, the women in our power and how we can get these men back in line, to a certain extent, to where, they'll become the kings they need to be with our support, because right now, they're just kind of running amok, and a lot of them think they've been taught that in this music is teaching them I don't need no chick, forget these hoes, pretty much, and they don't realize that's homosexuality right there. You're saying you don't want these hoes, but at the subconscious level, you're getting your hair cut and taking a shower every day to look good for these hoes.
Right.
You know, so
Speak on it.
Forget these hoes.
Right. You know,
pick up what?
running through the city with my woes, right? Isn't that what Drake said? You know.
Right.
But and so it's the universe. It's an innate sense to want a woman, and vice versa for a woman to want a man. And if you start listening to that and getting back to that, you know, it'll all come back together.
Yahshron Amun. So you got the last 4 minutes of the video. Go ahead and share your piece and what you want to add to this conversation.
Man, just to build on what the Queen Sunterra and the King Hotep said, man, I can't disagree. I mean, everything they said was on point. Man, just I'm really amped up on that energy of what she said about the television. Is that, you know, I'm a human. I like to watch TV too, sports, this and that. But we gotta turn that box off. You know what I'm saying? Just
and do what? Pick up a book.
You gotta get the information.
Get the information.
You know, and I understand that all information is not true information, because a man that's quick to lie with his tongue will also do the same thing with a pen. But how will you know that if you never get in the book?
Right.
How would you know? How would you be able to compare and contrast? I see too many opinions based off what you think and not enough based off information.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
A good friend of mine always tells me to eat the meat and spit out the bone. So that's with everything, and I will never forget that. So with anything, I take it in, I eat the meat and spit out the bone.
That was very powerful. I actually saw a brother say that on Sunterra TV, and that stuck with me. Brother saying Kofa.
Yes,
who once subscribed to the Hebrew Israelite doctrine and then kind of went his own route. He said the reason I changed my mindset is because I ate the fish, but I spit out the bones. And that was real heavy. So we have to be able to go into this information, regardless of whether we agree or disagree. We have to take what is consistent in each of these books and see what is linking up, what is lining up. But you're not going to get it on the TV, because who controls the media? You're not going to get it on all the radio stations, because who controls the hot radio stations? You see what I'm saying? Who controls even the newspapers? Remember, the newspaper was thought to have the most credible information. But who controls the newspapers? You know what I'm saying? Wall Street ain't going to tell you what they really got going on the Wall Street Journal. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be opaque with their information. So we have to get into the books that they tell you that are evil, that they want you to read, things of that nature. We have to turn that TV, if it's just for an hour. Or if you're going to let something distract you, let YouTube distract you with a video like this. You know
but not only that, they will be amazed about how the information will start to grasp them. You know, you think it's so hard to just open up a book, when once you start learning things that you had no idea was out there, the information will grasp it and you will thirst for the knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody in here I know that they thirst for the knowledge. You know, it may have been difficult initially to open up that book and start to get into it, but once you made that first step,
right,
it's like the knowledge took a step towards you.
And this is how I look at it, man. Like, I might look at it like a thick book, and I'm like, man, that's too much to read. Or I might look at a thin book and be like, well, there ain't a lot in there. What do I really look at reading for? But it doesn't matter which book it is. As long as I get into the book, I realize sometimes I might think it's boring, but I might read that first page, I'm like, damn. Then I get to the next page. Then I get to the next one. And before I know it, I'm into the book.
10 pages.
You're done.
And by that first chapter, my mind might be blown. I might not even be able to get to the rest of the book. Not because I want to read it, because that first chapter just really
digesting it.
I'm like, damn.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
And that brings me to this point right here, this last minute of it. You know, we always talking about a digestive diet. You know, what we put in our bodies, you know, what we eating, what we drinking. But we don't consider what are we taking in our mental diet. What are you seeing every day? What kind of emotions are you grasping into your body every day? Are you taking in positive thoughts in your body every single day? If not, you might want to change your mental diet. So your mental diet is just as important as your digestive diet. So with that being said, we're going to close out this video. We love you. We appreciate you.
Peace, love,
shout out to Yahshron Amun, Sunterra, And your boy Kai Hotep. I'm Sonny No Suit behind the camera. And we out of here. We love you. Peace.